Hey kids, and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about vaccine mandates and why I think that we should not have them. But I'm also pro-vaccine, so how do I reconcile that? Well, it's simple. I am pro-vaccine because I was a fatty when this whole thing started. 315 pounds, maybe a little bit more. Now I'm not. I'm no longer insulin dependent, which is really freaking awesome. And I still have some weight to lose, but I have more muscle mass now than I did before. So why do I say that? Because I've made good decisions. I think I've made good decisions. At least I've made the best decisions that I think I can make. I've been vaccinated. I wear masks when I go into public enclosed spaces outside of my community. What do I mean by that? Well, I chose to live in a small town, and my kids go to school in that small town. So I tell our kids that in our community, in our small town, we don't wear masks because most of our community doesn't wear masks, and we're exposed to everyone. But I do tell the kids when we go to the city, the big city, and we're around people that we're not around all the time, then we wear masks. Because if our community gets sick, we get sick. We get sick together as a community. And those are the people that you have to lean on when you need help. So I don't think masks do a whole lot for COVID-19, but I happen to think they do a whole lot for the flu and for other just nasty things. I also don't think kids in school should be forced to wear them, especially smaller kids, because as a couple school teachers have told me now, they're probably more unsanitary than sanitary because they're just nasty and they're hard to clean. So we have to make those decisions. I send my kids to school. They're with those kids that are exposed to those parents, so it's our community. Yeah, the masks don't really make a difference. We have chosen to allow our kids to participate. And the important thing is, and the reason is because our kids need an education. And we do our best to make sure that we teach them how to wash their hands and to be sanitary and to not cough, to stay away from people that look nasty. and you think I'm kidding. You know, when someone smells bad or they look dirty, it's probably somebody you don't want to hang out with if you don't want to get sick. But some of us are called to do that. So what are we gonna do with this? What are we called to do when half the population is trying to force another half of the population to get a needle with a vaccine into their arm? Well, I think what we do is what we've always done, and we allow people to make decisions for themselves. If you believe this vaccine is the cure-all, then take the vaccine and go about your business. If you don't think it's a cure-all, then take precautions. The thing is, if you're vaccinated, it doesn't matter if the person next to you is unvaccinated. What matters is that you are doing what's right for you and your family. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and do anything. I think you should talk to your doctor, of course. But what I am telling you, the ethics involved are, you are responsible for who you get sick. You are. If you fire a gun, wherever that bullet goes, you are responsible. If you are sick and you spread the disease, you are responsible. Maybe not legally, but morally and ethically, yes, you are responsible. So if you just look at it that way, just say, you know what, I'm responsible if I spread this pandemic any further. That doesn't mean you need to be vaccinated to do it. That means you need to be clean, be cautious. Don't hang around sick people. If you're sick, you can't taste something, you can't smell something, stay home. But ultimately, there is nothing that you can do that's going to force somebody to take a vaccine against their free will. You can't make an alcoholic stop drinking beers. You can't make someone who smokes cigarettes stop smoking by mandate. We know this. The only thing you can do is make it not available. But this is kind of the reverse because you're making it available. But someone has to choose to take that because they think it's part of a healthy option for them. And I don't fault anybody for choosing not to take it because I watch the news every day. And there is so much confusing information back and forth, left and right. And sometimes what it looks like more to me is that people are just tribing up. If your politician or your friends are doing one thing, then that's what you're doing. For me, like I said, I think it's your choice. I take precautions and I hope that I don't get it. So far, so good. I don't even have the antibodies for all I know. And yeah, it's not that hard, guys. What's really hard is when you are being ugly to people because they think differently than you. Some people have a rifle over their doorway at home. Some people have their phone next to their bed. Everyone has the right to make their decision to protect their family and to make medical decisions that they think are going to help their families thrive. Government mandates, regardless of what they are scary. Like I said, I think it's a good vaccine. But long-term effects, who knows? I think I want to make a good decision based on information, and I think I have, because I've tried to read the scientific reports and not listen to pundits. But even then, I don't know if I made the right choice. So I'm going to say this. Step back, think to yourself, why am I making this decision? Is it a statement of principle? Or is it because I'm really scared of this thing? Because if you're really scared of it, or you really don't want to mess with it, then that's cool. But if you're just not taking it or taking it because somebody that you listen to on a YouTube channel or on the news or wherever told you to take it or not take it, then you need to step back and reevaluate who you are and what you are, because you are a wonderful, wonderfully made person. And you get one shot around, one shot in this meat suit. And then we're gone. We're hopefully in heaven where it doesn't matter. But while we're here, take care of your body, right? Take care of it and do your best. I have a long way to go. And if you think that it's insurmountable, I can tell you, often I think of this. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So if you are sitting at 315 pounds, 400 pounds, whatever, just start slow. Start with what you can do. Walk to the end of the block and back. Walk to the end of the couch and back. Do that until you can get further and further and further. I promise you, as your muscles get stronger and your pounds start to shed, it will make it easier. The first thing you can do is watch what you're eating. Think about what you're eating and make appropriate choices. Go talk to a nutritionist. Don't do fad diets. Find out what makes you feel good. Because when you eat, if you feel good and refreshed and you're out doing stuff, that's what you're supposed to be eating all the time. But if you eat and then you find yourself couch locked or just tired and lethargic, you shouldn't be eating that very often. The right food gives you the right energy. So eat food that makes you feel good. And don't eat so much of it. Because if you eat too much and it fills your belly, then you don't feel good. Smaller portions and food that makes you feel good. Notice I didn't say anything Didn't say what kind of diet, didn't say vegan, didn't say carnivore. Find out, after you eat a meal and you feel great afterwards, that's kind of where you want to sit. For me, I like my beef. Pork doesn't make me feel so good. Beef, I can work on beef, but I can't work if I eat too much. So, I eat a lot of beef. And being that I was diabetic, and still diabetic, just not insulin dependent anymore, I need to watch my carbs. So some people don't have to do that. Anyway, I don't need to make this as a nutritional channel, but this is advice, and I tell my kids this all the time. I'm really thankful that my kids like watermelon more than ice cream. I love that my kids drink water all day, and that we can share one 12-ounce soda at a restaurant. I mean, it's like that. We just don't drink the sodas and stuff in our family. Kids do drink sodas sometimes, but they'd rather water. And instead of the candy, they'd rather a piece of fruit. The reason is because that's the way they grew up. They were lucky enough not to be toddlers and small children when I was still drinking 35 sodas a day. We make good decisions, they watch us, and we move forward from that. We talk to our kids about the COVID vaccine. We talk to the kids about being safe. But we also talk to our kids about God and how heaven is a wonderful place. And no matter what happens, one day we'll all be together again, and we won't have to worry about this stupid COVID. So, in the meantime, I'm just going to keep loving my kids and enjoying every moment. Don't miss out on life because you're scared of a virus. Visit your grandparents. Visit them. Because if they're willing to take the risk, you should be too. Until next time, work hard, be kind.